come down easily. So try it out. Let me know what you think, will you? Oh gee, we're almost halfway through the show. I better get to the sky mirror. I had a lot to share with you. A lot of stuff is going on. Can you read that? This arcane script, you know. 200 years from now, somebody may be looking at this and saying that it was the work of, oh, never mind, aliens! Okay, this is the moon conjunct Mars, and they're both opposing Uranus on Christmas Day. What's this? We're all thinking about Mars. The moon is what you're thinking about. And who's Mars? Mars is the military, and Mars is angriness, and Mars is fighting and fire. It's opposing Uranus. What it looks like in the sky is a bunch of military is beating up homeless people, environmentalists, hippies, and all those folks that these cowardly bullies we call politicians love beating up on the people that can't defend themselves, huh? Well, the revolutionary spirit's alive and well. Uranus is stationing December 17th. And 20 days before, 20 days after, the Uranus consciousness is there. You know, hey, can't we all get along? Remember the 99% that pointed out what the 1% is? Well, I'll tell you, this day here is sad for me. After a wonderful day with Honu 2 days ago, I just heard today that the feds and the cops raided all in Colorado. They raided all the dispensaries, legal things that people voted in and set up, and they raided them all. Wow. So this is not going to be your normal Christmas. And a lot of that might be due to this. We've had all these guys making all these deals, you know, and they've been forgetting about Uranus. And that's who the 99% is. And we're communicating now. That's why I get kind of a bang out of this, you know, that this fell out of an old book and it's 20 years old. And this is how I was represented and communicated in the mass media. If you want to talk to a lot of people at once, this was the topper on a page of newspaper. And so I like this. And 20 years ago, you know, I was proud of this. And now, well, there's Honu. Yeah, on the website, all over the world. Wow! And we owe this to the planet Uranus, which rules science and the mind and higher thought and stuff like astrology and the mass media and electric things that go around and the internet. So I used to tell folks used to tell me, when's the age of Aquarius happening? And I would say, the age of Aquarius will happen when everybody in the world is tied together and has a radio or TV. Well, it turned out they all got that, but now the real thing is you got an app for $5 and get a chart in the palm of your hand. And everybody can tune into the internet all over the world. And, you know, they all have Twitter and Facebook and a whole lot of stuff that I'm trying to ignore. And they're tied together. So, you know, how much further could you go than a Dick Tracy watch with a little screen and a... Now it's in your phone, in your pocket. I think the age of Aquarius is clearly here. And the internet is the final thing. It started with the railroads and steam engines and telegraphs. And what am I going on about anyway? Okay, let's check out the pattern in the sky, okay? The sun's in Sagittarius, 15 to 25 degrees. Venus is trining Mars. Pretty neat. The moon, if you're watching the Thursday show, is still in Capricorn. You're sitting here. Well, actually, Thursday after dinner it changes into Aquarius. So maybe my revolutionary fervor is well grounded here. And Thursday night, there's a nice conjunction to Venus, trine to Mars. It's very sexy, very loving, very peaceful. Friday, on December 6th, there is an Aquarian moon still and a sextile to Uranus in the middle of the day. So here you'll get some zap. Here we're gonna call some people. This is the people speaking out. Yes. And they're going to get something done because here is a sextile to the sun that night. It's like Friday during the day, everybody's tuning in, and then they make more solid plans Friday night. Try it. You'll like it. Now, Saturday morning early, this is 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, Hawaiian time. Here's Saturn, and here's the other. Well, what about the laws? You know? What about the laws? What about the money and the time and the barriers and the fences and the old stuff? Well, you sleep through it, I hope. Saturday, the moon stays in Aquarius until you get past dinner, and then it shifts into Pisces. There you are, Pisces. The blue stuff. And then it's going to go by Neptune here, Sunday on the morning. This is if there was ever a good time to go to church, it's when the moon hits Neptune. Music, Jesus, the compassion of your heart. This is the higher heart, Neptune. And I go on about them because there's a lot of people ripping us off here, doctor, priest, artists, musicians, and getting by with it. Of course, there's a lot of people ripping off Uranus, too. They're terrible scientists doing deathly work for the military, DOD, and damn, I watched a show the other day about lasers. Military lasers, they didn't stop. They're all over the joint. Anyway, you'll get some peace here Sunday morning. If you don't go to church, go out there and sit outside someplace where there's a butterfly and a bird. Now, Neptune is squaring Mercury. Mercury's at 2 degrees of Sagittarius to Pisces is a square. So this isn't like you're going to be able to sit down and meditate quietly. The very moment when the butterfly or the bird is showing you color, there'll be squawking noises from the kid up the street or some irritating buzz. So it could be noisy in church. And Sunday afternoon, there's a nice sextile to Pluto. Pluto will make things decisive. Good word for Pluto is control. So after having no control and you can't shut your mouth and your words and a lot of things are moving all around haphazardly on the Neptune-Mercury square, as Pluto clicks in the afternoon and evening of Sunday, December 8th, self-control will come up. With Pluto, you either have control, all control, or no control. So you'll get control again of things. Hope you didn't spill too much Sunday morning. December 9th, Monday, starts with a nice trine to Saturn and a trine to Jupiter, and it looks, oh, those politicians all got it together, don't they? Oh, wait, there's a square to the sun. They're not doing anything. No, something's going on here. Some kind of dysfunction. Oh, well, forget it. By the time you get to Monday night, there's a sextile to Venus. Relaxation. There's some sugar there. And get to bed a little bit early. Tuesday, the moon shifts into Aries on the 10th. And here's an opposition to Mars. And that means that Romeo's not happy and people are a little angry. And here's your first test, because it's moved into Aries where Uranus is. Quick tempers suddenly coming up. Ask yourself what you're protecting. It's very important. Mars does physical things to fix stuff. He's got a hammer and a saw. He'll fix your car. He'll put you on a stretcher and take you to the ambulance. He'll put out your fire. But if he gets out his sword and turns into the god of war, look out. Then you're angry and impatient. Ask yourself what you're protecting. Your internal Mars in the sky and Mars inside of us, loses it, and forgets what he's protecting. And You know, there's accident, injuries, and death and blood. So this is your first test. It's going to happen in, it's going to happen almost weekly as you go into December, culminating on Christmas, I think. At any rate, you're in the weird zone Tuesday night. Heck, this is like probably 6 o'clock or so. Here's the moon going by Uranus. Now it squares Pluto. The cops don't like what Aquarian folks are doing, and they're in the way. The police, yeah, this is their rice bowl. What? Stop busting hippies for pot? We can't do that. What do we do? Well, tough luck, boys. It's going to happen anyway. This is a temporary problem, but if you act up a little bit, they're going to come after you here on Tuesday. Might be able to talk yourself out of it Wednesday morning. There's a nice trine to Mercury, and there is some communication going on there on Wednesday, December 11th. There's also a sextile to the sun. You can start getting stuff done here. Not bad. If you don't overdo it, the square to Jupiter. There's no rest Thursday morning. Venus is in square. There's inspiration Thursday afternoon, but you feel like we all need help Thursday night. Moon goes by the south node. Mother, help me. Friday, the 13th, the dreaded day, starts with a nice trine to Pluto about 4 or 5 in the morning. Self-control, investigation, decisiveness. And as you go further into the night, 11, 12 o'clock at night here, it's an opposition to Saturn. What's that, a roadblock? What's that, authority? Ooh. Saturday the 14th, the moon's still in Taurus as you go into the day. It changes after dinner and goes into Gemini. But at the end of Taurus, here's a nice trine to Venus. Opposition to Neptune, don't drink. Venus is happy. There could be love and sex and beauty and a lot of stuff here. Mars is happy with it all. Could go long. The partying is going to go long into the night, and right into Sunday morning. Now this Sunday on the 15th, here's the sextile to Uranus. Here's secular thought coming out on the church day of the 15th. And it's strong now. We had a good new moon. So I hope you all realize what brotherhood really means. You ever hear Lennon's song, Imagine? Once I get off this YouTube crap, I'm going to start playing you some music again. Times will get better. Anyway, that's what it's like in this